Hi everyone, good morning. I wanted to come on and I wanted to do a video quickly to teach you guys about identifying your trapped emotions. First things first, what's a trapped emotion? It's any emotion that is not processed and so it gets trapped um, and lodged somewhere in the body. Um, if you're familiar with emotion code, there's a specific chart that um, connects specific emotions to different areas of the body, different organs. I'm going to show you guys that chart in a little bit. I don't work that way because I feel like there is so much more to the unseen eye that sometimes it can be a little limiting to just connect one specific emotion to one specific body part, because the truth of the matter is that that may not be accurate for you. It could be accurate, but it may not be accurate for you. The other thing I want to say too is emotions don't always get trapped in the body or in organs. They can get trapped in different layers of your being. So if you have your physical body and you have your skin, well, underneath the skin, right, there's fat, there's muscle, there's bone, there's blood, there's water, lots of different things. So think of it also like you have your body, but then you have your energy field. So you have different layers of your field. You have different layers of yourself, right? You've heard of an aura. You've heard of your etheric field. So because of that, I have sensed and I've seen before in my experience that an emotion may not be in the body, but it could be floating outside of the body, still in your aura, still in your energy field, and you're still having a harmful effect from that. So that's why I believe take what you need from the information that's out there, but pay attention to what your intuition tells you at the same time. And don't get so caught up in, oh my God, I'm in fear, so that must mean, it's my kidneys or whatever the case may be. Or, like a lot of people in traditional Chinese medicine, they associate like lungs and grief, but really, if you're in grief or you have trapped grief or stored grief, it's not always going to deposit in the lungs. It could go in other places, right? Like one place specifically that most of us know is just our mental field. So that's our mind, it's our thoughts, it's thought forms, it's all these different areas of, the mental space. That grief could be living there. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because I want to empower you to feel more open and to feel more, to just have more honest communication with yourself around what it is that's sort of going on within your own field and your own body. Okay. So how does it happen? A lot of times it does come from trauma that you cannot process. And so that it gets stuck. It just stays there. There could be other physical reasons why an emotion may be trapped, because we know that underneath physical ailments, it's something else, whether it's spiritual, energetic, emotional. Even if you are running outside and you're playing soccer and you break your ankle, for instance, yes, it was a physical injury that happened. It was that physical slip. But my question would be, why were you susceptible to that injury that time, but every other time that you've played soccer and slipped and fell, you weren't, right? What was the purpose in that? What was the lesson in it? What were you being shown at that moment? You know what I'm saying? And if you have questions, please post them. I'm going to post this to the group, and on that post would be the appropriate place, because that's where I'm going to see it. Why do you need to release it? Because it's taking up space and energy. If you can identify it, it means that you're ready to see it, heal it, and process it, and probably release it. You have free will. It's up to you whether you choose to release it or not. So let me tune in and see if there's anything else to say. No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the way that I work and the way that I identify emotions. So I'm going to show you an emotion code chart. I'm going to show you something else that I actually use and I prefer. So Also want to say, I'm not an emotion code practitioner. I did read the book like 6 years ago. I did put it into practice. I watched a lot of videos on it, but with everything that I've ever learned and everything that I will ever learn, it's there, it's available to me, but I use it in the way that my client needs it, and I use the tool in the way that my soul is showing me how to do it. And I just feel like that's really important, because each of us have come in with our own specific gifts and our own ability to really just feel into what life has to offer us. And that includes when you're doing things like this, right? Like Darcy takes her CPA skills and she mixes it with energy work. And within her energy work, it's all different things that she's pulling in and bringing together to then create the experience that you need. With Christina, sometimes she'll sketch out art and she'll do it before and after. Christina knows inner wise. Sometimes she puts inner wise cards over the artwork. She knows Reiki. She has all these different tools. She has shamanism. I think she has more, but I'm probably forgetting, or I'm not listing it. But she pulls in what she needs and what's relevant for the client at the moment. And then that's what you get in that experience with her, right? And then with me, that's 1,000% how I work. It's the only way that I'll work, because I've tried to learn modalities and then stick to it and really like go through. And the part of me that's like, oh, I have to do it right, wanted it to be that way. But in reality, when I would go and I would sit down and I would enter into just the space of like, it's my soul, it's your soul, it's the divine. Let's allow the divine to work through us. I trust the vision I get or the sensation I feel or what my client is telling me is accurate and correct and appropriate for what we need to do, more than I trust a system that somebody else created that then I need to go follow. So that's just my take on it. That's the way that I work. It's the way that I feel best. The people who come to me and want that work also, I believe on some level, want that freedom as well. And they want to be able to work in that way. They want to be able to heal themselves in that way. They want to be able to go in the direction of where their soul is leading them, rather than all these other things that they've been told to do. So I wanted to give you that warning, because what I'm about to show you, the way that I'm about to show you how I go through things and the way that I work, is not going to be according to a protocol. So you're not going to find a video out there on how to do it the way I do it. If you want to study emotion code or body code or any of that, feel free. You do it in the way that resonates with you. That does not resonate for me. So I'm just going to do it the way I do it. And that's that. So here we go. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. All right. So the first thing that I will do is I'll look up emotion code chart. I've obviously typed it in. I just go to enter. You can see there's tons of them. This is typically the one I click on. And I will work on myself for the purposes of this. So I'm not going to show you how to release emotions today. I'm going to teach you how to identify what emotion you have, what emotion is trapped, okay? I wish this was like a little simpler. I wish I would have just clicked the right picture to begin with. Maybe I should have just had it up, but let's see. No, it's not going to open it. That's all right. Oh, now I'm teaching. Let's go into something else that I'm going to teach you guys, something that I love, which is the Byron Katie work. All right, here we go. All right, so we have our chart. There's a better chart out there. When I lost everything on my computer, I lost some of my PDFs. So the way that I muscle test through. If you need to learn how to muscle test, let me know. I have a video on that. So we have column A, column B, and then if you go down, you have row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what I like to do first and foremost is when I'm muscle testing, I just check my yes, I check my no, and then I make sure I'm myself. So the way that I do that is I just say, I am I. And then I just take a nice deep breath and I feel myself in my body. I give myself permission to be present, and I give myself permission to be with myself. I give myself this permission and acceptance and self-compassion to not judge anything that comes up, but rather to know that whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm seeing has a higher purpose, and my soul would not allow for that if it weren't in the long run in my highest good. Okay, so first thing that I do, I'm looking at the screen and I'm going to test, is the emotion in column A or is the emotion in column B? So now I'm asking, is the emotion in column A? No. I know what's in B then, but we'll just go through it. So is it in column B? Yes. So remember, you have row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So then from there, what I do is I ask and I do this in my head, I'm not asking it out loud, but I will do it for the purpose of this video. Is my trapped emotion in row 1? No. Is it in row 2? No. Row 3? No. Row 4 is a yes. So then I'm going to head on over to row 4. And then you can see row 4, column B are these. So depression, frustration, indecisiveness, panic, and taken for granted. So now I'm going to tune into which of these emotions am I releasing today? Depression? No. Frustration? No. Indecisiveness? No. Panic? Yes. Taken for granted? No. So panic is the first emotion, and I would say probably the most, the priority emotion to release. So now I have my first one identified. So before I keep going through, I'm going to ask the question, is there any other emotion on this list that I need to identify and release? So I get no. So that's how I use this emotion code chart right there. Okay. I will find a PDF as well. So I'm going to close out of that, and maybe I'll link the article for you guys too. But here is the real juice. This is like the real list that I love to use. Sometimes I am guided to go to that emotion code chart, but for the most part, the Byron Katie emotions list is so good, you guys, because she has like a whole set of negative emotions, and then she has a whole set of positive emotions. So you might be like, why would it be bad to have a positive trapped emotion? Sometimes it's not that the positive trapped emotion is that the positive emotion is trapped. Sometimes it's that's the vibration and that's the resonance that you're not letting into your life. So then you do sort of like a reverse engineering of the work where you go, okay, instead I'm going to open up to vibrate at a level where I can receive support or I can receive unconditional love or whatever the case may be. But that's a class for another day. Okay, so here we have the emotions list. You can see you have categories of angry, depressed, confused, helpless, indifferent, afraid, hurt, sad, and judgmental. And then under that, you have all these little subcategories. See? So that is the first page. And she has her own protocol. I highly recommend you read the book. And that way you can let yourself absorb in that and sort of feel into it. But the way I've used this list before is also like it's positive. So not in the sense of like a trapped emotion, but more in the sense of what do I want to call in, or what emotion or state do I need to be in to maybe achieve what I want or receive what I want, or what's going to make my life better? Is it going to be, I mean, we can do that for fun. Let's just do that for fun. So let me just tune in and ask the question. Yeah, what would make my life better right now? What emotion? So I'm going to go through the list. Would it be something under open? No. Loving? No. Happy? No. Interested? No. Alive? No. Positive? No. Peaceful? No. Strong? No. Relaxed? Yes. So then I'm going to go through. Glowing, radiant, beaming, reflective. You can see him here. Smiling, grounded, unhurried, open-minded, efficient, non-controlling, unassuming, trusting. So trusting, right? So just to give you like a fun little idea of another way you can use it. Just by saying trusting, I just could feel everything sort of just release in my heart, release in my body. So it's good. Okay. Let me just check on the energy. Anything else to say about that? No. All right. So we're going to go back up. So again, I'm going to switch back gears of releasing emotions. So now I'm going to go through and I just want to tune in and see, who am I going to work on right now? Is it me, my son? So I'm going to work on my son, Christian. And what emotion does Christian need to release? So even though I'm phrasing the question, even if I do the energy work for him or I guide him through it, at the end of the day, it's his choice and he's the one that needs to release it. He has to let go of it. So it's not like, what emotion am I releasing for my son? It's, what emotion does my son need to release? Do you see like the difference in that? Can you feel the energy in that? What do I need to release for my son versus what does he need to release for himself, right? Okay, so now I'm going through and I'm just sort of scanning my hand in front of the screen. So you're going to see me do this. Angry, no. Depressed, no. Confused, yes. So now I'm going through the list. Lost. Lost is a yes. So I like to have a pen and paper beside me, and then I write down the emotions. Okay. Anything else with that? No. Any other emotions on this list that Christian needs to release? Yes. Under anger, under angry, under depressed, under confused, under helpless, under indifferent, under afraid. See, you can see that afraid has two columns, right? Column 1, and then we have over here column 2. So for the sake of just efficiency, I'm not going through each one. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, is it in column 1? No. Is it in column 2? Yes. So now I'm going to go through that. So is it insecure? No. Wary, menaced, uptight, apprehensive, defensive, guarded, troubled, self-absorbed, intolerant, avoiding, unwelcoming, unbending. Yeah, have you ever met him? Whew. All right, anything else on that list? No. Now I'm scanning the whole list, so it's as if I'm scanning the energy of it, and I'm just going across. I'm going, okay, anything else on this page that I need to support Christian in releasing for himself? No. So I've identified Christian's emotions on this list. I've identified my own emotion to release on the other list. And what I'm going to do in the bonus Q&A call, the bonus trapped emotion call, is I'm going to teach you guys how to release your trapped emotions. And Christina and Darcy will be there as well. I'm sure they're going to weigh in their own way that they do things, in addition to, anything else that sort of comes up on the call. So watch this video first, then participate on the post where you're going to say what trapped emotions came up for you, because I want you to identify them before you come into the call. Okay. All right. Let me feel into the energy and see if there's anything else. The last message that comes in is just trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust the way that you do things. Trust the way that you get things. Even if the way I'm doing this and I'm showing you right now does not resonate for you at all, that's okay. You don't need to use it. You just do what you do, right? If there's anything that quarantine and coronavirus and everything is teaching us, it's really the need to trust ourselves, the need to be empowered. We're living in a day and age period where there's constant information coming at us, but like when we really look at the virus, there's so much information. There's so many different schools of thought. There's so many different approaches to it, whether it's preventative or once you have it, this is how you need to deal with it. At the end of the day, you have to take that information and you have to keep what resonates, and you have to sort of release what doesn't. You have to honor yourself. You have to feel into this experience on a very personal, individual level, in addition to the collective level that we're all experiencing together. And I believe with these tools, I actually know with these tools and the previous workshops, that's exactly what we're giving you. Is we are giving you not just our tools or our workshops or classes, but it's a doorway for you to walk through it yourself, and to activate your own ability to trust yourself, to support yourself and support your families, and the energy work around this time. Okay, that's it for today. I'll see you guys on the bonus call, or if you're watching this later, you can catch the replay of it. If you're watching this and you're not sure what I'm talking about because you found it on YouTube, join our Facebook group, The Sacred Gathering. You will see workshops, videos, support all through that group. All right, friends, I will talk to you soon. If you have questions, please leave them on the Facebook post. Bye.